In today's show, we take a look at the waiver wire to help kickstart your fantasy playoff week. Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd and I am the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com and at Yahoo Sports Australia. And you can find me on Twitter as always at redrock_bball and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. We're not doing the usual waiver wire show today because, again, it's the fantasy playoffs literally for everybody at this point. So there's no point me saying, well, these guys are long-term drops and these guys might be flyers and here are your must rosters, because all that goes out the window at this point in the season. What we're looking at this point in the season is how do I get the most stats in on the most days and just bludgeon my opponent. Just knock them right out. That's all you need to do. So what we're going to do, now it is a little bit harder to start this week, but we're going to do 2 of these shows per week. This first show is going to be focusing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the next one does Thursday through to Sunday. Now, the problem you have is that Monday is an 11-game day, Wednesday's a 10-game day. So you may not have and this is going to be really dependent on how your team looks and how your schedule breaks out. You may not have the ability to even have an active player in on the Wednesday. But one thing I highly suggest to you guys, look at who your opponent's going to be. Right, look at how they have performed over the last week, the 2 weeks. You can go check the rankings page at Basketball Monster if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, you can see our weekly projections of your team versus the other team and see what areas you need to strengthen. But you can work out where the matchup is going to be won or lost. Yeah, hey, are you going to win points by 400 this week and you're going to lose threes by 80? Then don't worry too much about those 2 categories. Where is the tipping point? Is it percentages? Is it in steals? Is it in assists or rebounds or threes or whatever it is? So figure out where the pressure points in the matchup are and make your ads according to that. Don't look at, I just need best available player, because you don't. I'm telling you now, you don't. You don't need best available player. You need the player who's going to provide you the numbers that get you the win. That's what it is. If you're going to win points by 180 points this week, you don't need a bloke who's going to chip in 13. Oh, 180 versus 193. Who cares? It means nothing. What you need to do is you need to find the areas that you need the help in, categories that aren't write-offs either way, and target those. So that's a big preamble, so I do apologize about the size of my preamble.
Giggity!
All right, let's talk now in points leagues. Now, in points leagues, you do just need best overall value. You need who's available, is going to get you the most points. All these guys have 2 games in the first 3 days of the week, and they are available in over 50% of leagues. Cole Anthony, the Orlando Magic starting point guard. I hope he remains the starting point guard, even when Michael Carter-Williams comes back. But Steve Clifford's not going to be coaching the team. He's out with positive COVID test. They're still trying to figure out, I believe, if it is a false positive or not. But he's out there, so hopefully whoever replaces him says, no, we don't really need Michael Carter-Williams. Let's just go with Cole Anthony. Regardless, he should be added. Delon Wright in Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox is out with COVID, so Wright is not going to start, but he's going to play big minutes off the bench as a 2 guard, as a 1. Yeah, putting up some pretty decent numbers in a points league. Marcus Morris, now, the Clippers can always throw in random rests, but they only play 3 games this week. I don't think they're going to be all that needy to rest Marcus, so he's an option. PJ Dozier with Fart and Will Barton out in Denver, and Ivica Zubac for the Clippers as well. They only have 3 games this week, but 2 of those games do come in the first 3 days of the week. So if they do make sense on your roster, you can go and add them. For ESPN leagues, the first 3 names, actually 4 of these names are the same. Marcus Morris, Ivica Zubac, Cole Anthony, and PJ Dozier. These are all available in over 50% of ESPN leagues. So if they are there, they make a lot of sense to begin this week. And the other guy who, amazingly, is rostered in like 35% of ESPN leagues is Nerlens Noel. Mitchell Robinson's not coming back. The ESPN point system does work okay for Nerlens with those big bonuses for blocks and steals. Don't know why he's around, but add him. He should be on a roster in all ESPN points leagues, and he's going to be able to help you, especially to kick off this week. Let's look now at category leagues. I'm going to break it down by category. As I said, that's important. You prepare for your playoff matchup. What do I need the help in? What are the categories that are going to be important to us this week? So if you're looking to influence the points category, we're looking at PJ Dozier. We've already talked about him. We're looking at the Salt Flake, Theo Maledon of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, Maledon, he's going to piss on your field goal percentage. We know that. We know it's going to be a disaster there, but he'll get assists, and he's going to get minutes, and he's going to score. So there's value in the old Doge over there. Lou Williams of the Atlanta Hawks. No Trae Young. Williams is going to play his mid-20 minutes. He won't start. I can almost guarantee you that. But as a nice little scoring boost with a couple of games to kick things off for the week. Lou Williams, could he get 30 points to begin the week in these first two games? I would say that's a definite possibility here, and that's useful. Emmanuel Quickly, 2 games for the Knickerbockers, 2 home games for the Knicks. He's played 20 minutes in 5 games straight, and Alfred Payton has been realized for the fraud that he is. Now, does Tom Thibodeau know that that's going to be the case moving forward? Probably not, but let's see. Quickly still an option for point stream as well. Raul Neto with Denny Avdia out long-term. Neto is probably going to continue to start, and he's been scoring at a really, really high level, so he's an option for us there as well. But the best option that you guys need if you are the hiring expert for your company, it's Indeed. It is the hiring partner that helps make your life easier. You need Indeed. Indeed is the job site that makes hiring as easy as 1, 2, 3. Post, screen, and interview all on Indeed. Get your quality shortlist of candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description faster. Only pay for the candidates that meet the must-have qualifications, and you can schedule and complete video interviews right on your Indeed dashboard. Indeed makes connecting with and hiring the right talent fast and easy. With tools like Indeed Instant Match, giving you quality candidates whose resume on Indeed fits your job description immediately, and Indeed skills tests that on average reduces hiring time by 27%. That's a very specific number. You can choose from more than 130 skills tests, then add your must-have requirements so you only pay for applications that meet them. Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined. If you're hiring, you need Indeed. Get started right now with a free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/locked. Get a $75 credit at Indeed.com/locked. Indeed.com/locked. Offer valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply. Okay, so let's have a look now at the three-pointer category. Pat Mills for the Spurs. We know that he's going to go out there and bomb. Now, there is always a risk that he can sit some games due to rest, but Monday-Wednesday combination for Millsy, again, depending on if that makes sense with how your active roster shakes out, Mills has the value there. Svi Mykhailiuk for the Oklahoma City Thunder, we don't know. There is a back-to-back, so we have to assume, I think, that Lou Dort sits one of those games. So that'll push Mykhailiuk into the starting lineup, and then in that scenario, he plays 28 minutes and can bang in 3 threes, and that it helps that Tuesday game is the low-volume day, so some real value there for Svi. For the Denver Nuggets, Facu Campazzo, I think he should be rostered anyway, but he's going to be starting and playing 30-plus on the Monday, Wednesday, so 2 games to begin this week with no Monty Morris and no Jamal Murray. Theo Maledon we've spoken about already, but his teammate Oklahoma City's Ty Jerome. Remember, the Thunder have 5 games this week. They play the Monday, Tuesday back-to-back, so there's that low-volume Tuesday in there as well for the Thunder players. For rebounds, Tristan Thompson. We don't know when the Rock DJ will be back, Robbie Williams. They play a Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back, the Celtics. Thompson, I imagine, will get at least 1 start there as Williams returns. I'm not convinced that the Rock DJ is back fully ready to go for Tuesday. So Thompson's going to have some value there for us. The Utah Jazz and Royce O'Neal. No Donovan Mitchell still. That is improving O'Neal's outlook. So he's got some utility there and some really good opponents to go up against as well. The Timberwolves and the Kings help him out. Dwight Howard and the Sixers. There's always a chance that Embiid could sit a game. And even in 18 minutes or so, Dwight can provide rebound value with 2 games. Isaiah Hartenstein, my man, if they ever just give this bloke 25 minutes, it's over. I don't know that that'll happen, but man, if it does, holy crap. Like, there's a lot of stuff that can happen there for Hartenstein. But I do like him with the 2 games, and then Tone Bradley. The back-to-back helps him. Even if he plays 18 minutes, 15 rebounds in 2 games, I think that's a distinct possibility for Big Tone Bradley. For assists, we've talked about Facu already. He probably should be rostered. Ish Smith is going to have a role that's way too large for his talent ability, but he's going to have an opportunity to stream in. For assists, Tomas Satoransky, even though he does come off the bench behind Kobe White, he's had some 7 assists, 6 assist games coming off the bench, so that makes sense there. Brandon Goodwin, I wouldn't be surprised to see him start one of these games, but regardless if he comes off the bench, 4 assists, 5 assists per game, 10 assists in two days, yeah, sure. And then, of course, there is the Salt Flake Teo Maledon as another option there. For steals, that same name's going to keep coming up. Facu Campazzo, good option for steals. How about this fella, Big Shaq Harrison?
Big Shaq.
Yeah. With the injuries to Barton, Morris, and Murray, Harrison's going to be in the rotation. If he plays 20 minutes a night, there's 2 steals. Look, that's just what he does. Matisse Thybulle, the painter, he has opportunities, especially with Ben Simmons ailing. If Thybulle plays 30, you could get 3 steals a night from him. Hal Neto's a good steals guy, and Josh Okogie is literally only a steals guy. But if that's what you're looking to solidify, Okogie is going to start, play 25 minutes across those 2 games. Maybe you get 4 steals. Maybe you get 3 steals out of him. For blocks, the big fella Drew Eubanks in San Antonio. Love what he does off the bench. We've talked about Isaiah Hartenstein already. Jaden McDaniels is struggling a little bit, but the blocks still come at a decent enough rate with 2 games he's in play. Big Dizzy Gillespie in Toronto. They've got the 5-game week coming up. I'm not including Kem Birchie because he's already rostered, but they have the Monday, Tuesday back-to-back. Don't be surprised if you see a bunch of guys rested on that Tuesday, and then Gillespie maybe plays 20, 24 minutes there. And Taj Gibson, one of the top block guys in the NBA at the moment. So he is a great option to stream in for that blocks category. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your sports action. Football's over, but the NBA, NHL, we're still going. BetOnline even covers awards, TV shows, and reality TV. Real-time updated odds and props on almost anything you can imagine. BetOnline has you covered for all the news, scores, and odds, and it's the best way to place your bets, and it's free to sign up. Head to the website betonline.ag or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit by using our promo code LOCKEDON. BetOnline are your online sportsbook experts. All right, let's go to the next category. We're talking field goal percentage. Tony Bradley. A lot of big men here. We're spoken about Braddles already. Jackson Hayes. That's really one of his major categories for the New Orleans Pelicans, and he is going to get majority of those backup minutes, majority of the time over Billy Hernan-Gomez. Derek Favors, a guy that's just available everywhere. Now, the Jazz have 2 games. Favors he has absolutely no upside, but he can come in and be a 65% shooter for 2 games, and that can really influence that category to kick off a week. Taj Gibson, already talked about him in blocks, and then Robin Lopez. We know Scott Brooks is going to play as many centers as he possibly can. So if Lopez can get 16 minutes, even if he only takes 5-6 shots a game, there's enough there in that high field goal percentage to be an influencer in that category. And then for free throws, we've talked Lou Williams, we've talked Emmanuel Quickly. Really good options to help you get a boost in that category to start the week. Brady Wanamaker in Charlotte until LaMelo Ball comes back. He has value. Shake Milton in Philadelphia. I'm not really sure what else he's going to do, but his last 2 games have been pretty good, and the free throws are usually pretty stellar. And then Jordy Poole, whose value has increased with Kent Bazemore and Damian Lee sidelined. He's a good option for points and threes as well, Pooley, but a real boost to your free throw percentage. I'm not going to be a smart ass and do the turnovers one again, because it's just the same list as last week. Add LaMarcus Aldridge, add Klay Thompson. You know how it all goes. Guys, don't worry about it. We're done. Subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and on Odyssey. And then on YouTube, hit the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. Give me 2 of them, in fact. I know you can't, but just give me 2 anyway. Leave your comments down below, guys. We are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.